Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from where you're watching, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. A wonderful Saturday evening, and we are bringing along with you for the Division 2 race in Netherlands, the Zandvoort track. A very exciting track, short track, but with a lot of exciting corners. And joining me again in the comms box this evening, if you would have noticed he was here last time as well with Caesar, is Shadow Sword or Nirvan. Nirvan, how are you doing?
Good, good. How are you doing today, man?
I'm
Malav,
good.
good to
I'm
see
doing
you.
really good and excited for this race.
Yeah, me too. The championship is close, and this is an exciting track where we're going to see qualifying taking a huge and important place in how this race is going to end up. So hopefully we have a really exciting start, and this is a good race.
Yeah, as we can see on the screen that the drivers are reading up. So I think we have 19 drivers in. Maybe someone else will join in later as well. So really good to see almost a full grid here tonight. And talking about the track, Nirvan, how do you like this track? What are your thoughts about this one? Since we haven't really raced, at least in the real life F1 so far here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a brand new track, isn't it? Like the last time that they raced here was probably in the 80s or the 90s. And it's completely been redone and genuinely, like I just started playing this game probably 3 months ago, and from the first day, this has been my favorite track. I don't know why, but as I've practiced it more and more, Sector 2, just the way that you flow through Sector 2, every corner is so fast, like above 70, 80 kilometers an hour at least, probably in the hundreds. It just feels so good. Sector 3, I just don't like the stadium section that much. That's my only like little
Is
dampener on
is that
the
is that
otherwise
because
amazing track.
of that high curve? That's
Yeah,
that's a
honestly,
very
because
notorious curve.
Caesar told me take the curb as much as you can, be super aggressive on the curb, and now every time I take the corner, it's different.
Yeah, speaking of whom, Shadow, I've just received a message from Caesar. He's probably available to just jump in the comp box. So, is it possible for you to invite him? Are you friends with him on PSN?
Definitely, yes, yes, I can.
Okay, so do that as it's a very very damp track. So
Oh my God, it's raining. I
it
was so
is
afraid this
raining.
was like gonna happen.
It is raining, and I can see most of the drivers, or rather all of the drivers, have fitted the intermediate tires. So, oh, Nishan is on full wets now, and it definitely looks pretty damp. And I won't be surprised if some people are going to try the full wets because those could be really coming in handy in these conditions. As let's see
There's
when
a Renault going out.
yeah, the Renault is going out, and who is that? Is that HVP? No, it's
HVP,
not.
yeah, without a teammate, it seems. That's
No,
probably the
it's not
driver who's
Zoom.
missing.
No, it's not Zoom who
Oh,
has gone out.
arms.
So, not Zoom
Interesting.
is out, and he is on the intermediate tires. So, let's see how this first few laps pan out for him. As we know, Nirvan, especially in these wet qualifying sessions, the drivers usually fuel up the car a little bit more, try to go for consecutive runs to get a feel of the conditions and get the rhythm in because that's really important over here. And the more you get comfortable with the track in these conditions, the harder you can push and you know the limit of the car.
Yeah, I guess finding the limit's probably the most important thing. And the dry line probably forms more and more as the drivers go around, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can
So
see
I
if
dropped an invite to IRL Caesar, by the way. I hope that's okay.
I think you might have to invite Caesar 1310. Let me just quickly ask him uh, which of the accounts he's going to use.
Okay, I just invited the other.
Yeah, just to be sure, let's do that. As not Sumi, not Sumi, I think that's how he would want us to pronounce his name, is on his first hot lap of the session, and let's see how this one goes. So, Nirvan, would you mind taking us through this lap?
Okay, Nishan coming in the way a bit there, but Sumi seems to be taking it a bit cautiously, I guess, trying to just set a good banker. And as you said, he's probably going to take a few runs, but cautiously out of the carousel. Not full throttle, I don't think. Let me just turn on my telemetry. Okay, yes, full throttle through turn 5 or turn 6, I'm not sure. Very, very cautious on the accelerator, ensuring that he doesn't lose the rear over there. down into the last turn of sector 2, and slowly looks like he's been impeded a bit on this run twice, it seems, but
and both times by Alpha Tauri. So not sure about impeded, but definitely those cars distracted
were a
him
little
for
bit of a
sure.
distraction, yeah. Seemed like a nice and slow, cautious lap, but again, I haven't actually done this track in the wet yet, so hopefully this does not happen tomorrow. Oh, a car of Thakurva just into the wall on the side there. 119.7. I don't know how good or bad that is.
Yeah, 119.7. Jin Sanity going second with a 121.3. So 2 seconds off almost, or 1.5 seconds off, but lots of improvements to come from these drivers in this session. As Herschel is retired as well, and that is exactly where we are going now. And is that in that section of the track where it's a fast corner? It is.
And
So Herschel, our
A3B,
championship leader, has now retired on the track, and wow, that really.
well, it's funny because Mayank found himself in this position last race, didn't he? Where he was starting around the back and lost a lot of places. So seems like there's a little bit of a spell on the championship leaders.
Yeah, could be because it is a really topsy-turvy championship so far. Mayank definitely, and Herschel leading right now, as Herschel is leading Mayank by 6 points. Azun in P3, who is 9 points adrift, the leader, and then Nishan in P4, who's 14 points adrift. And with 3 races to go, including this one, it could be anyone's. And I think the consistency would definitely be key. And because it's a short season, if you have one bad race, it can impact you and your chances in the championship.
Okay, yeah, 3 races left. This is going to be super interesting. Let's see what's going to happen this race. Sumi seems to have set a very competitive time compared to what everyone else has put in on their bankers.
Yeah, the laps seem tentative from Sumi, but it seems to be holding good for the provisional pole right now. I'm sure, as we discussed earlier, these drivers would have more fuel in the car right now, as Thakurva and HVP both have retired so far. Space Cadet has retired, as Gen Sanity has retired, and that is in sector 1. Let me just quickly go through a McLaren and see if we can pick Gen Sanity's Williams now, as we're approaching that section of the track. And oh, there he is, and just disappeared. So lot of retirements, 4 so far, and we have hardly been just 5 minutes.
It seems the rains caught the drivers off guard today.
Yeah, they have, and wow, that's a little bit of a surprise to see so many retirements early on, because I expect the drivers not to be pushing to their limits right now because they want to get used to the conditions. But what do I know? I'm just a commentator. These guys are just giving everything on the track right now. As let's see, Azun. Now this is one guy. Okay, he's on a set of intermediates, but he was actually planning to put an outlap on a set of wets, even if it was dry conditions for sure. That's what he told me in Discord. Either ways, this is good. This is good for the league, and this is good for the racing as well, as we will see some faster guys in the division, probably in the midfield or lower down the track. So it should provide a lot of battles during the race.
Yeah, let's see. Did you check if it was going to be a wet race as well, or is it just qualifying? That's why.
Well, that's something which we wouldn't know. Let's see if someone puts it in the comments if it is actually going to be a wet or a dry race. It could be anything. I'm not entirely sure at this moment.
It's going to be interesting because if it's dry, then the drivers would probably. Do you think they set their dry setups for this wet qualifying, or would they have gone for something different?
Well, if it were to me, and if I was driving around and I knew that it is going to be a dry race, I think I would go for a dry setup, because you earn most points. Is there another retirement there? No, I think that was just a Renault going slow. That was Sumi, who is on provisional pole right now, and yes, I think I would go for a dry setup and compromise my qualifying if it was a dry race, and that's just been confirmed by VFix, who is the race engineer per se of Jinsanity, who has retired from the session. So it is a dry race. That's a confirmation. VFix, if you're still listening, can you help us understand what happened to Jinsanity there? Because he put in a lap time in and he retired. I think I'm not sure if he was still pushing for another lap. It's Sid Venkatesh. What a lap from him! 20.6. That's a good lap from Sid.
It's a great lap. But still, no one's touching Sumi's time. He's been really quick, hasn't he?
Yeah. Speaking of which, Shah goes faster, and he is into P2 now. The closest man to Natsumi right now. Azun then, thankfully. He is another driver who is just the second driver so far into the 19s. And what a good lap from the McLaren as his teammate Crazy Mouse Monster in P9. And you can see Cal in P10 with 4 laps on the same set of tires. So that's something which we expected. Now they know it is a dry race. I'm sure the drivers know as well. So they don't really need to care about how many laps they put in on this set of tire, because one, they are not going to start the race on this tires, and secondly, they don't need intermediates in the race at all.
Okay, yeah, so that's at least beneficial. We can see them push, but hopefully they don't rule themselves out and get DQ'd just like the others.
Oh, Oxidized Rage, just as you said that.
Oh god.
Oxidized Rage, and I think I was with Mayank. Oh, look at it. Oh, he was letting the Red Bull through, and Oxidized Rage is out. That's what, 5 retirements now. And is Big Booty on a lap right now? He is.
Big Booty is on a lap. I think Quick Killer just had to get out of the way a little bit there, but
yeah,
it looks
maybe...
like he's going a bit quick, and you can see the dry line already forming, so the drivers know they can push just a little bit more and know where they can push and where they can't. Down into the stadium section, just over the bump, over the curb. That was good.
That's the curb that Caesar asked you to ride hard, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to hit that inside curve onto the entry.
Nishan and Redstone Dub going faster now. Oh, he hits the wall there. Big Booty, that might compromise
his lap into P9. That's not bad. The top 10 for Big Booty. I don't think he's seen that in the past 3 races he's been in.
Yeah, let's see what Mayank does. He was on an out lap, but he's back into the pits now. And Nishan and Redstone meanwhile have jumped Natsume, so Natsume not on pole anymore.
But he is on an out lap. So
he is on an out lap, and yeah, I'm sure he will be putting in more laps as Redstone Dub. Okay, he's going out of the way to let a McLaren through. Is that Crazy Mouse Monster starting his hot lap? Yeah, it is. Right, so I think a bit of a lull period. A lot of drivers you can see in the pits.
Indeed. But we can go with Sumi onto his lap.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Sumi
but it's interesting to see Mayank is also sitting down in P8. So it seems the 2 championship protagonists are both kind of getting outpaced in the wet over here at Zandvoort.
Yeah, Mayank in P8, and I'm not sure if he had damage on his out lap, because he was definitely on an out lap, and then he let a couple of drivers through, one of whom was Oxidized Rage, who retired almost immediately after crossing Mayank. Maybe I did not catch the full incident. Maybe they had coming together. I'm not entirely sure, as Caesar is saying he has a grid drop. So it is possible that Oxidized Rage and Mayank had a coming together, and Mayank has a 5-second penalty for that. In fact, can you just quickly check that, Nirvan? I think you might be able to from the warnings or the race director screen. I'm not entirely sure how it works in qualifying, but if you can check that for us.
So Mayank got a warning for speeding in the pit lane and collision with Oxidized Rage, a grid penalty. He does have one.
Okay, yeah, that's why I think Caesar wrote that comment. And Sumi, meanwhile, or not Sumi, is going even faster. Has put a purple sector 1 and now approaching the second sector split. Let's see how this lap turns out to be. Okay, he's gone purple as well. He's almost a second faster.
Tenths.
Wow. He is really
Sumi
feeling
really has the
confident right
pace.
now. Yeah, and he's look at his gearing. If you can see on the bottom right, he is running a
Short
little bit
shifting.
higher gears and he's short shifting exactly because he wants to get the purchase. At the same time, he's going too close to that
I
grass
think
on the
it'll still
right,
be a
but
great lap in
yeah,
the
it is going to be pole for
1:19.18s.
sure. It's an
Wow,
18.895.
that is brave.
That was a hell of a lap from
Hell of a
Natsumi
lap from Sumi.
into P1, and I think for the rest of the session he is going to stay out and try to even better that time. Let's see what his competitors. Meanwhile, Redstone Dub is on an out lap, starting his final preparations before he goes on a hot lap in the Red Bull. And Gen Sanity's time has still put him in P11, even though he's not going to put any more laps, as Redstone Dub almost was a little bit out of shape from the last corner. But here he goes, and let's see how this lap turns out as Nishan is preparing his out lap right now.
Okay, so Redstone Dope into the carousel. Just a little bit wide. Is he able to get the power down? Yes, he is. Just not short shifting as much as we were seeing with Sumi, but let's see if he can still match that time. Into the fast right hander, into fourth. That's a really low gear, but I guess you need that in these slippery conditions. Riding the curb down in the second sector. Ooh, just a little bit wide, misses the apex there into second gear, but not too bad. Not too bad. There's a lot of time to be found in the wet. And he's hitting the back straight onto the stadium section. Let's see how he did in sector 2. 4 tenths down from his last time, not too bad. But I don't know if it's good enough to beat Sumi. That's Hondo putting in a good effort coming into the last corner. On the power, but onto the curb. Is that going to make him lose some time? Close to the wall as he can get, and across the line to come in P2. Improves, but nowhere close to Sumi. Still 3 tenths off.
Yeah, around 2 and a bit tenths off from Redstone Dub. But if you say you're on board, I'm sure you were on board with him as well. And Norsumi is into the pits, so probably not running enough fuel there, and he still has probably just enough time to go out once again. But I think Redstone Dub definitely had scope of improvement on that lap.
Oh, Nishan
Nishan, yeah,
had a bit of a moment there.
I think got a little bit too eager on the power, and I think he might have to abandon this lap. He's still going. Let's see if it's going to be an improvement. No, it's not.
Still the second row. Not too bad.
Azun meanwhile is 5 tenths up on his lap in the first sector alone, and let's see what the McLaren can do, as there's a lot of support for the McLaren in the Discord as well as in the comments. And Azun is 8 tenths up at the end of the second sector, so this is going to be a really good lap from him, and he still has time to put in one more hot lap if he wants to, and if he has enough fuel for that. So let's see what this is going to be from the McLaren driver.
Close to the right hand side. What does it do for? Oh, P2,
Oh, that's so
18.9.
close. That's 8 thousandths of a second between
Wow.
Natsume and Azun, and it's Natsume. What? Oh, he's gone too deep into a corner. I don't think he has enough time. Does he have enough time? He's trying to make his car not stall there, and not
Good
sure
thing
if he
he's
has
not
enough
impeding anyone
time.
else.
Yeah, he's not impeding anyone else. Nishan has gone couple of tenths up on his time, so this is going to be a good lap. Meanwhile, Cal, what a lap from him, 20.7 in P10, and he would be really happy with that qualifying position. There are other
One
people.
big booty in P7 with a 20.001. Wow. His best qualifying yet.
Yeah, really good lap from Big Booty, and Nishan now rounding off the final corner. Let's see what this lap time is going to be. It would be an improvement in time. Let's see if it's an improvement in position as well. He has quite some time to gain, and
Doesn't.
he improves by just 16,000 a second, and he still has time for one more hot lap. Let's see what happens this time. Azun, meanwhile, I think his charge is done because he's invalidated his lap time. Not Sume is in the pit, so that's his qualifying over. Mayank has put a car in P4, so he was P11 just before we saw that, and let's see what he can do because he definitely can go for one more lap. Quick Killer not improving, Nishan not improving. What is Shah doing now? Shah at the end of sector 1, that's when we'll know. Is improving by almost 2 tenths, so this could be a good lap from Shah. What's Mayank doing meanwhile? Now on the
I'll
back
let you
straight,
know.
and oh, he's improving by
Four
4
tenths up.
tenths. That's a really
That's
good
good.
improvement, and
I think
Mayank
he
really
might have
bringing
it
out.
here.
Yeah, I think he's really bringing out the big guns at the final part of the qualifying. Mayank could jump Redstone here. Let's see if he's close enough, and let's see if he's a decent enough final sector to
Oh,
jump us.
oh, what is
Oh!
that? What happened there?
That
Mayank
gave me a
gets.
heart attack. It did. I'm not lying. It did. I
We're
think
gonna
that
see the
was.
stewards about that, I'm sure.
No, I think it was Quick Killer in the Haas who retired from the session. He might have had a collision with the wall, which is his car was stranded there. But Mayank
Oh,
is going to hurt a little because of that, and is because of this grid drop. That's the final classification on your screen. Not Sume and Azun on the front row. Let's turned up in P3, Nishan in P4. Mayank will start P10 despite qualifying P5. Shah and Quick Killer on the third row on the grid. Sid Venkatesh, Big Booty, and Saurabh Nayak. Those are your top 10. Crazy Mouse Monster in P11. T Scal, good qualifying from him, finishing or qualifying ahead of his teammate. So the Williams will line up P12 and P13. Ace in P14. Suraj with another difficult qualifying session in P15. Oxidized Rage was DNF. He started P16, or he will start P16, and then I think Sid Kulkarni is one of those drivers who joined in a little late, and I'm sure he will be able to race, but from the back of the grid. So, what do you think about that qualifying session, Nirvan? It's a dry race, but a wet qualifying, and which is why we saw a lot of running as well.
that was so action-packed. I genuinely loved it. Mayank coming in at the end with a surprise, amazing lap. And then that heart attack moment we had. Man. And qualify, dude, it's so hard to overtake at this track. I really feel like there's just one opportunity you really have to overtake, and qualifying's a huge deal here. So I think that this is going to be very, very big for HVP. If he's going to have to put in a lot, or at least something miraculous is going to have to happen for him to, have a strong points finish today. So let's see.
Yeah, the drivers are preparing for the race in terms of strategy, fuel loads, and whatever little adjustments they can do because Parfume rules are on. It is a dry race, as you can see on the screen. It's pretty
Yep.
sunny and clear. I don't think weather will be a factor for the next 36 laps of Stowe. So let's talk strategy, Nirvan. I
Yeah,
haven't
you
raced
tell
here
me.
a lot. Okay, so I think we both are rookies in terms of strategy. I think a soft to hards is possible. Let's
Soft to
have a
hard is what I'm planning for tomorrow, yeah.
right, so I think this race will help you to get some kind of a benchmark in terms of tires. Let's quickly check. Yeah, top 9 on softs. Mayank in P10 is on the medium, so is Steve Scal in P12. HVP on the hards. That's something which I did not really expect. And
I
Space
guess
Cadet
that would be
in.
the option strategy, right? Like hards to softs,
Yeah,
not mediums.
yeah,
Because
so hards to softs for sure. I think that's what he's thinking right now.
no,
The
because
only.
what are the medium runners going to do? Switch to hards, or because they're not going to be able to run 20 plus laps on mediums long enough to get to a finish on softs, right?
Yeah, so that's theoretically yes. I think they will probably see how it goes in terms of tire when and then take a call whether they want to jump early on those hards, get the track position because it is important on this track, difficult to overtake. And apart from that, if there is a safety car, let's say the medium runners might just stretch it out to even a longer sprint and then go on a set of softs. I did chat with a couple of guys during the week, and some of them might be inclined to go from a mediums to softs, or even a softs to medium for that matter, because these are absolutely fresh tires. These are not tires on which they qualified on. So
That is
they
true.
started the formation lap with 0% tire wear. So it could come in handy. And let's see, this is going to be an interesting race. Again, one of those races where you will see all three tire compounds being used. And let's see, I'm seeing a lot of comments on the stream, but at the same time, Noah has joined, so that would be always interesting to see his comments. Predictions time, while we wait for the drivers to settle on the grid slots. Anything you would like to go with, Nirvan?
Man, I was hoping I was gonna predict the Renault boys taking a strong finish again, but I think Sumi's gonna have a lead every lap type of race. I
Mm-hmm.
think that Sumi in P1.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nishan P2 and Quick Killer P3. That's my prediction.
Right.
Let's see.
Let's see what happens in the next 36 laps as the drivers are on the grid and the lights are coming on now. As we see four and then five lights now. Lights out and we're underway. It's a good start from Sumi, but Azun is ducking behind in P2. Further
Sumi has lost
behind,
6 places.
who?
Sumi has lost 6 places in
No,
that.
that's just a glitch. That's just a Codemasters glitch. As Azun is challenging Sumi into P1, but he is being challenged by the likes of Redstone Derp and Nishan, who is running in. Nishan is running in P9, is he? No, that's again a Codemasters glitch for now, but it seemed pretty well behaved from the drivers here, and I don't see any major incidents right now.
Nice, a clean first lap, and we see Sumi starting to pull away. I think he has a little bit more of a gap than he did at the start of the race, and uh, let's see what's going on behind.
Now you can see a lot of drivers maintaining positions. Jin Sanity is one of those drivers who has gained 3 positions there. Something happened with Oxidized Race. I saw some wings flying there, and I can definitely see a wing in the gravel trap. I'm not sure if it is from Oxidize. No, it's not, but someone losing positions there. Jin Sanity up 3 positions, and Steve Scal has lost 3 positions as well, and he might lose one more to HVP, who has already made up 2 positions, is going to go for another overtake now. And on those hard tires, he wants to get as close to people as he can. As there's a sector 1 yellow flag, and I see a car. Is that Suraj? No, come on. Yeah, it is Suraj, who has lost 5 places now. Started P15 now on the back of the grid, and I have a feeling he might have touched that curb in turn 1, which I usually avoid.
And spun around. Oh, but I said that this track is hard to overtake on, but HVP is out here proving me wrong. Just on a charge, it seems. There's soft runners in front of him, and he's still so on the pace.
Absolutely, HVP is on a charge right now, and those hard tires will go long, will go really long. I'm guessing at least lap around 20, 22, 23 maybe. So
Yeah, I think
he
so,
is
if
going
not
to be in,
more.
yeah. So
And
if
he
there's
can
no safety
push.
car, he is going to be in a really good position for the rest of the race.
Yeah, but as you saw in qualifying, like it's so easy to take yourself out without an incident, just spinning off and hitting the wall. So safety car is possible even if there's no. Oh, some contact between a Red Bull and a Renault over there.
Yeah, that's HVP overtaking Oxidize, and Oxidize running into the back of the Renault after being
I think
overtaken.
now he's definitely lost some wing. Oh, HVP on another move. Past the McLaren into this curvy straight.
He had to back out of that one, but
That was too
HVP,
ambitious.
what a start from him. He is absolutely flying right now. And Race
Mayank has
Monster.
fallen down to P11. So they're gonna meet pretty soon at this pace.
Yeah, that's pretty much a possibility. But I'm looking at this is a beautiful helicopter shot I'm getting. As HVP is pulling off another move. Crazy Mouth Monster does not really fight him that much, and that's Herschel into P13, and the driver up ahead is Ace for him. As up ahead, what's happening with Nishan and Redstone Dub?
Nishan is really close.
And Nishan is close. Let's see if he's going for a move. I think he will not. He will have to stay behind for one more lap at least. And
He
quick
has a
killer.
look though. He wants to let him know that he's there, you know, keep the pressure on, trying to pressure him into a mistake.
Yeah, Nishan is staying behind for now, and he has quick killer for company. And quick killer, we all know he's a very quick driver. So as his name suggests, so he would not be waiting around for Nishan to make mistakes. He would want to pounce as soon as he can. And Redstone Dub goes wide into that corner. I think that's one of those curves that suck you in if you ride it too hard. It just doesn't allow you to brake the way you want to. And Redstone Up is now not within DRS of the car in front, so that would really help Nishan and maybe even Quick Killer make that overtake. So let's see how that goes. As behind, Shah has also caught up to these
There's a train
drivers
forming
right
here.
now. It's an absolute
Big
train
booty as
behind.
well.
Yeah, Big Booty, Sid Venkatesh, Saurabh Nayak, Jin, Mayank. So it's P3 to P11 all within a second of each other. And let's see what Nishan does now. He's on the move. Is he going to send it? No, he has to stay behind for
Yes,
now.
he is. Oh, quick. Oh,
What happened to Herschel meanwhile? He has made another place, but Ace is going to fight back, and Herschel is through. How is he pulling these moves off on hard tires? Is this a glitch and he's on softs? That's the only explanation I have. I mean, the kind of pace
HED
he's
maybe just has crazy,
showing
crazy
right
pace.
now. Someone is saying Azun net P1, and that's because Natsume has a 5-second time penalty from an incident in the previous race, so that is going to be applied to this race. So Natsume
Oh,
has
I
to
didn't know
ensure
about
that there is a 5-second gap to the next car, or he will lose that position, even if he is leading the race.
P1 on track.
And other time penalties are for Shah in P6. He has a 10-second time penalty from an incident in the previous race. So those are the two time penalties which will be applied, even though we don't see them on the screen. They will be applied post race. Let's see what Nishan does now. Nishan on the move, and I think this time it might be a little bit straightforward for him. Yeah, he is
Yeah,
through.
that's a lovely overtaking zone.
And yeah, let's run up in P4 now. And all this fighting has helped the likes of Natsume and Nishan make a move, as Jin Sanity and Big Booty were fighting a little bit. Big Booty has lost his position to Jin Sanity, and he has Saurabh Naik for company now. HVP meanwhile 3 seconds off Mayank, so it will be some time before he catches that. And just because of this track, I think that's the nature of this track, why people are able to run this close to each other without being able to overtake them. That's probably why. I mean, these are very, very fast corners and medium speed corners as well, where you are unable to make
Stay
moves
very
stick.
close. Right, like yeah, I think because of the dirty air, like it's got to be a factor that you can't stick too close to the guys behind you or to the guys in front of you, because you're definitely losing a lot of downforce just keeping behind, and your engine temps are also going to keep going up. So
Speaking of engine temps, I'm really excited about the next game, because apparently if you run too close to the car in front, you will overheat your engine even if you're running in standard mix. So that's Jin Sanity trying to make a move on Sid Venkatesh, who is kind of stuck behind Shah right now and not able to get through, but he has to stay behind right now. But yeah, engine temperatures is probably or going to be a big thing in the next year's game, and I'm really looking forward to that, because that's
Sid Venkatesh.
yeah, that's Sid Venkatesh trying to go for a move, did not work out, and I think
Almost
Jin
hit the
has
back of
tapped
it.
the back of it. Saurabh, what happened? Oh, Saurabh, He lost it
Oh,
at the
he's
exit
spun.
of that corner, and that's a definite wing change upcoming.
Half of his
Speaking
wing
of
is missing.
Jin, he's lucky to not have wing damage from that, or if he does, then at least it's not visible on my stream. But he ran into the back of the Ferrari of Sid Venkatesh and almost got wing damages. Who's into the pits? Is that Big
Big
Booty into the
booty.
pits? Yeah,
Is he
that's
going for
pretty
an
early.
early?
That's pretty
He's trying
early.
to probably get out of this DRS train that he's been stuck behind for this probably first 8 laps of the race.
Yeah, probably trying an
So
alternate strategy.
yeah, trying to
Uh,
get on some clear air and putting in some good laps.
yeah, and
Let's
those
see.
hards are very durable, so I'm not really concerned. I think they will go to the end.
Gonna come out right behind Thakurva. Okay, he has some time, some air in front of him, but he's in the DRS range of Thakurva, so let's see what he does there. Sid Venkatesh, meanwhile, is very close to Shah. Oh, he's fallen back just a little bit, but he's well within the DRS range. This DRS train is getting more and more interesting to watch.
Oh,
Trying
Jin
to
is
see whether.
losing lot
Oh
of
God.
positions there. He lost a position to Jin. Sorry, Sid Venkatesh losing a position to Jin, and now he's losing another one to Mayank because he went very deep into that corner. And an overtake or a position change which we missed was Redstone Dub getting overtaken by Quick Killer. So Quick Killer now into P4, and let's see if the Redstone Dub can fight him back because he will have DRS on this straight. At the same time, Jin Sanity will have DRS on Shah, and he has to stay behind for now. Again, running into the back of the driver in front of him. I think Jin will have this position. Yeah, he does. Oh, Jin! No, 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 no!
Oh, he's out.
I saw it on my stream. There's a safety car, and this will really help out the soft runners because they can now pit. And no, let's not go, Williams. Tariq, Caesar, you just saw what happened on stream. He's retracted the message now. That's cheating. You cannot retract messages, but oh my god, what
This
did
is
I
gonna
just
be
witness?
bad for Sumi. He'd built up a nice gap, I think, of like 4 seconds on Azun, but it's gonna be taken away. And let's see what it does for Big Booty because he's not gonna have to pit. He's on fresh hards. He's gonna get a lot of track position with
Exactly.
all the
So
soft
people
runners
like
pitting in
Herschel
front
as
of him.
well. Let's follow the leaders now and let's see what they do. I'm pretty sure these guys will come into the pits now. Anything else? Let's see. Not
Sumi in the
Sumi
pits.
in the
He's in the pits.
pits.
Yeah, we're
Zoon
close to
in
the
the
pit window
pits.
anyway. So
Yeah, Nishan into the pits. Quick Killer, Redstone Dub, Shah, who had that incident with Jin into the pits. Mayank staying out on those mediums for sure. Sid Venkatesh coming in. Herschel staying out.
this
Ace
is good for
should be coming
HVP.
into the pits. This is good for HVP. Yeah, you are right. But he is. So others will not be making a pit stop anymore in this race. HVP and Mayank will have to. Natsume, meanwhile, has come out ahead of HVP. So the Renaults are running 2 and 3. And I
Oh,
wonder if they're in the same party because they're on completely different strategies. So does Sume now let HVP through? Because he has kind of a pit stops gap to build now because of the safety car. We will have to wait and watch until the safety car is restarted. As it's a good comment by Ashwin, and I don't know if you will. I don't know if you've been following previous races, especially of Division One Nirvan. But the comment which he has made is that Big Booty, who went for an undercut on those hard tires,
huh.
has been Ashwin. What Ashwin is meaning by that is he tried to pull an undercut, but the moment he came out on his
The
out
safety
lap, there
car.
was a safety car, and he has lost more positions than he would have liked to gain. Teves, meanwhile, is going quite slow there, and he has let Big Booty through. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, this
Let's see
really,
how this all shakes out, I guess, at the end.
yeah, this is going to be interesting. I think we have one more lap under the safety car. After that, uh, we will be underway, or at least I hope we will be underway. 15 people
So,
watching the stream right now. I think that's quite a good turnout. And again, a reminder to those who are watching but have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We want to get to close to that number of 100 as soon as we can. And as you can see, we have a lot of racing content coming your way week in week out. Suraj and Sid Kulkarni had a bit of a swap of positions I saw on my uh,
So
leaderboard just now.
why did Cal let Big Booty through? Or did he just make a mistake? Or
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he overtook Big Booty and then was letting him pass. That could also be an explanation.
oh, okay.
I just got the end of it where Teves was going quite slow, and now he's without a teammate. Jin Sanity has had his share of bad luck this season with
Oh no.
disconnections, with unable to being join the lobby, and so on and so forth. And then finally a coming together with Shah. It looked a bit like clash of wheels rather than anything after that overtake was done. We'll have to wait and see what stewards say about that. Most of the people have caught up except Space Cadet, who is quite far behind. And
So do you
yeah, go on.
think that Sumi is going to let HVP through? Because HVP pushed really hard in those first 11 laps. Do you think he has the tires left to keep pushing and keep ahead of Sumi? And because Sumi still needs to build a gap on his own, that he's got to focus on his race as well. Where's he in the championship? Do you have any idea?
So Sumi right now is in P10.
Oh,
He's quite adrift. He's like 54 points off his teammate. That's majorly because he did not start the season. He missed the first two races and joined in a little bit late. Is the safety car in this lap? Yeah, safety car in this lap. We have completely missed that. And let's see what the leaders do, because Mayank might wait until the last possible moment. No, he has not. And they have sped now as drivers are weaving around to get temperature into the tires. Top four retaining their positions, and what's happening behind is Thakurwa and Crazy Mouse Monster are vying for position. What's happening to Quick Killer Nishan meanwhile? Nishan has lost a position to Quick Killer, and he might lose another one maybe to Redstone Dub. Let's see how it
oh,
comes. Oh, Redstone Dub in the
Redstone up
grass,
onto the. Yeah.
almost losing his car, and he will now come under attack from Sid Venkatesh in the Ferrari. Uh, so
He's
Nishan
lucky
losing
he
one
did.
position, almost lost another one, but for now he is in P6, and further behind Shah is on the back of the Williams of Teves Callan. Shah this time around will be hoping for no contact with the Williams car, as he has already made contact with one of them. Let's see how this battle unfolds. Teves on the medium tires has stayed out under safety car period. Shah on those hard tires, probably hoping to go to the end of the race.
Yeah, I think from here on out, it's hard tires till the end unless there's another safety car.
Yeah, something happened to Suraj meanwhile. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but he has dropped to P18, and Shah almost made that move, stick on Teves, but has to stay behind for the next few corners as Redstone up again. He is just not letting go of that position. He wants that position from Nishan in P6 right now. They have recharged their battery under the safety car period, and which is why they are able to push that much harder and fight for positions. Mayank, the lead which he has, Nishan has gone really deep in the corner, but he has to position. Sid Venkatesh trying to take advantage of that slide, but he has to stay back in P8 right now.
Big Booty's close on the back of him though. Let's see what he can do here.
It's almost a four-car battle between four different cars, four different constructors, and then the likes of Teves and Shah will soon join the party.
I was looking at the race director right now and I'm seeing a
Mhm.
lot of track limits warnings, especially for Redstone Derp. He's got 2 of them already, so it's come to that point in the race where we could start seeing some penalties as tires, wear out and drivers start to lose some focus.
Yeah, and as we said that Redstone Dub is through on Nishan, so that's Redstone Dub in P6, and that was a really good move. Shah has gotten past Steve Scal as well, so Shah into the into top 10. But that was a really good overtake from Redstone on Nishan, who is probably under more pressure. I wonder if he has damage. I don't think he has damage, but he's
Swing
looking,
looks fine to me.
yeah, but he's uncharacteristically, I don't want to use the word slow, but he's not up to his usual
As quick.
pace. Yeah, he's not as quick as I know he is. So
It's
I'm not
funny
an,
because Redstone Dope was looking really slow on the first stint, but he's got some energy into him, some real good pace, and he's kind of climbing up the order again.
yeah, and he is going to be under pressure. I'm not entirely sure if Nishan can challenge him going into T1. But further behind, Sid Venkatesh is on a real charge, and he might give Nishan a run for his money if Nishan is not careful. That Sid Venkatesh gaining on Nishan has to stay behind for now. Almost tries to make that move stick. He is on the curb, and that was brave from Sid Venkatesh. Made a very late decision to go for the move. Oxidized Rage in the pits meanwhile. I wonder if he has wing damage because he's on those hard tires which should have gone to the end either ways. Up front, Natsume within the DRS of Mayank and has been in the past lap also, but not really making any major impressions on the race leader. HUP has dropped by a little bit and 1.5 seconds adrift of his teammate. You think HUP might try to play the team game here? He knows his strategy is compromised because of the safety car. You think he might play the team game here and try to hold other people up so that Natsume can build that gap of 5 seconds?
If they are on comms, I think Sume probably wants that, but with just 3 races left in the championship, I feel that Renault should be preferring HVP's strategy over Sume's, but I don't know.
Yeah, because they are in the constructors fight as well, so it's not just the drivers championship they are fighting for, and definitely as hang on, let me just see what Sid Venkatesh and Nishan are up to. Sid Venkatesh trying to go down the inside and he might just make it work. Nishan went a little deep into that corner and Sid Venkatesh is through. So Nishan, after the safety car restart, has lost 3 positions to Quick Killer, Redstone Derp and Nishan and Sid Venkatesh rather. And Big Booties is right behind him now. But yeah, coming back to sorry?
He's kept really close to this pack.
Yeah, he has. He has kept out of. Yeah, he has kept out of trouble, and he has kept really close to this one. And let's see if this time he gets his chance to make a move on the struggling car of Nishan. But coming back to the question on Natsumi and HUP, the HUP's strategy, as we all know, has been compromised, and because they are in a constructors fight as well with the likes of Haas and Ferrari and maybe even Mercedes, and Mayank is in the mix as well and probably in the same boat as Herschel right now in HUP. You think that that's something which they could think of?
I think so, and it looks like HVP is dropping back just a little bit. He's keeping. Oh, okay, now he's closing up, but either way, he's keeping just out of his DRS range. Maybe that's to keep Azun slightly away. But yeah, Sumi does need to build up that 5-second gap so he can maintain his net V1. It seems like Mayank is probably holding him back. But
yeah, he has been in that DRS of Mayank for long, and I think this is the closest he has been within 4 tenths. And Mayank's tire also will be definitely second hand right now. 16 laps on those mediums. So definitely he would be feeling the effects of tire wear. Let's see if this time Natsumi can actually try to go for a move, as I'm not sure if you noticed Sid Venkatesh behind got really close to Redstone Dub, almost made a move into turn 1 but had to hand back for one more lap. So this is definitely
yeah, he's looking really racy today.
Yeah, Sid Venkatesh is looking really competitive as up front. Natsume now using DRS, and that is completely my mistake that I've kept the telemetry on. I usually prefer not to in the race frame, but here is Natsume trying to make a move, has to stay behind for a few more corners at least. And let me just
really defending.
Disabled. Yeah, Mayank is defending because he knows all the track position he can right now. That's probably something which he wants to keep it, because he knows he has to make another pit stop and these people behind him don't.
Yeah, Sumi's probably getting really frustrated sitting so close behind that gearbox of that Mercedes.
Yeah, he's frustrated. I think that's why he's probably trying to make that move. Whereas Herschel has closed up to the gap as well, and now within almost within a second of his teammate. So HUP is going to gain advantage. Saurabh Naik is retired. That's in the pit lane, and I don't think that will bring out any flags per se. Coming back to the battle for the lead, this is going to be close this time around, and I think Natsume might have the move done.
This is closer than he's ever been, right? Within 3 tenths, 4 tenths.
Absolutely, and look at the battery he has. He's just going to fly past the Mercedes of Mayank, and that is down the inside he goes. Mayank tries to fight back, but Natsume is through, and Ace has meanwhile left the session. I think that's probably a disconnection. Not
now we get to see the two championship leaders fighting it out on equally old tires.
Yeah, this is going to be a tasty one. Different tires, but equally
so
old tires.
close.
Steve Scal in the pits. Why is he in the pits? Yeah, he is in the pits because I think he started on the mediums. But Mayank now losing time to Natsume, and I don't think he will have DRS. So that's advantage HVP in the next time they're on the main straight.
Let's see what's going to happen between them. Coming into the stadium, we're going to get to see this run right now. Let's see if HVP can come out close enough. He just needs to get that good exit off the last corner just to be that much closer to make that DRS count. Oh, Mayank goes to pit.
He does not want to give. Yeah, he does not want to give satisfaction to HUB to that he overtakes him on track. But I think that's a good call from Mayank. He knows HUB has to pit as well.
Now, looking at his telemetry, he was out of ERS at that point, so he couldn't have really fought that at all. So rather than losing time doing one more lap, probably better to pit.
Yeah, but he has come out on a set of hards. Now I wonder why that is, and
that's interesting.
That's something I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe he didn't have a set of fresh mediums. Maybe.
So I understand why he didn't go on a set of mediums, and anyway he couldn't have because he has to use 2 different dry compounds in this race.
Right, he was on the mediums.
But if he anyway was going to pit on hards, why not pit under the safety car? Or why not then try to push your mediums until you can go on softs? And I know soft tires are not the most durable tires, but on lower fuel, I think he could have if he would have stayed out for a couple of more laps, he might have made that strategy work. But either ways, we will have to wait and watch as Nishan is now on the back of Sid Venkatesh. Sid Venkatesh weaving a little bit too late, maybe for Nishan's liking. Nishan is down the inside. I think there's definite contact there, and
Nishan stays behind.
Nishan has to stay behind for one more lap. Sid Venkatesh has been trying to get the position from Redstone Dove, who has lost a lot of time to Quick Killer.
And he has a penalty, so he has exceeded track limits just enough times to get it.
He has. We haven't had a lot of penalties this time around, as what's happening with Space Cadet and Suraj in P14. And Suraj is through, so that's P14 for him. A really unlucky season for him. We all know he's much faster than his positions in the race or in the championship show. But here we go, round 2 between Nishan and Sid Venkatesh, and Sid Venkatesh is being helped out right now by Redstone Dove because he has DRS on the Red Bull, which is why it's all the more difficult for Nishan in the Alpha Tauri to make an overtake.
Yeah. And you know, they're all like Nishan, Sid Venkatesh, Redstone Dove, they're all just they're all within each other's DRS, so it's going to be so hard for Nishan sitting back there just languishing in this DRS train.
Absolutely, and well, maths isn't my strong point. If he leaves Caesar sector 3, yellow flag, Sid, or that Steve Scal, who has retired from the session. Is that a safety car? It's a virtual safety car, and this is the perfect opportunity for Herschel. I don't know if this virtual safety car will be
long enough.
long enough. But right now, the gap which Natsume has on Azun, that's probably enough to win
Yeah,
right
I think it
now.
is. HVP has put himself in between them nicely and given him
Yeah,
some
that's
breathing room.
so as it stands, it's enough to win. And the pace which Natsume has shown so far, I think he might be okay for even the win. So unless there's a late safety car, which is why he will not be able to make that gap. And we had that last weekend in Austria, where Caesar has a fight had a DRS is enabled, so HVP will not be able to make use of the virtual safety car. But we had this exact situation last weekend where the race leader was leading. They had a 5-second time penalty which was going to be applied at the end of the race, and there was a very late safety car, after which we only had a couple of laps of running, which is why Caesar did not win the race. But as it stands, Natsume is going to win this one, unless Azun can claw back some time. The yellow flag again, is that for Suraj? It is for Suraj. And
How long is the pit stop here on average, would you say?
I have absolutely no idea. I will rely on the people in the comments for that. I really don't know how long is the pit stop over here.
But
Maybe
I'm
people who
just
are watching can let us know. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
I'm
on.
wondering what HVP is gonna do because if he pits now, he's gonna come out so far behind, even past Thakurva. I think, I assume at least. But is he just waiting out there hoping for a safety car, or what? What do you think is his strategy right now?
I think his strategy is probably to pit either on this lap or the next one, irrespective of a safety car. Because if he waits for safety car long enough, he's going to lose more and more time because of his the tire life which he has. Natsume puts another fastest lap of the race, and it's actually going on for one more lap. He has Sid Venkatesh. Let's see what he does. Steve Scale has left the session, so both the Williams not in
Bit
the session
frustrating
anymore.
for them,
Yeah,
it seems today.
yeah, and there's a bit of a train forming behind Redstone Dub. So that's Sid Venkatesh, Nishan, and Shah behind him, all within 1 second. Vic Booty has dropped off a little bit of this pack, and he has to gain some more time before he can do that. You can see the red light flashing on the back of that Red Bull, so you know he doesn't have a lot of battery left. Let's round up. Sid Venkatesh riding a lot of curb, and it's a little bit of a concern probably for him that he's still not able to get past after so many laps behind the
Oh,
same car. At
so
this time
close!
he
Oh,
might,
he's making it.
yeah, he's making it. Just as I say that, that's a commentator's, what's the opposite of curse? I don't know, maybe a boon.
Blessing.
But blessing, yeah, that's good. That's better than a boon. But they are
Oh,
absolutely at it, and Nishan has made his way through as well. Let's see what Shah does now, because what a run Shah has had on the final corner now. HUP staying out for one more lap, and Shah is going for it. Nishan, meanwhile, is going for a move on Sid Venkatesh, and Nishan is through. Sid Venkatesh tries to go for a move, tried to take the position back, did not work out. Shah, and oh my god, I really don't know how to commentate when there are four cars fighting for the
in
same position. Shah runs
truly,
into the back of Sid Venkatesh,
I think
and
Shaw's as overwhelmed as you. He's just
as
watching these battles go down in front of him.
Sid Venkatesh and Redstone Dub absolutely banging wheels. Nishan basically gained two positions because of it. Shah has not gained any so far. Sid Venkatesh gained one and then lost one more. And wow, what a battle for the midfield this is.
And Big Booty's managed to close that gap while all this fighting was
But
going
there's a
on
virtual
down the
safety
main straight.
car, and
Oh
I
no.
think HUP will definitely pit now. He has to. The pit stop time apparently is under 20 seconds, so it's a very short pit lane. And I can see, did I see some front wing elements on the main straight? I'm not entirely sure. There is.
Oh, you know what? That the battling between Quick Killer, Nishan, and Sid Venkatesh has given HVP a lovely little gap to pit into. I think he's gonna stay maybe net P4, P5 when he comes out.
Yeah, he is going to stay net P4 and can go
Wow.
on absolute charge in the final 10 laps of the race. This has
Somehow this worked out
really
for him
been
so
very
well.
timely for him. Yeah, the virtual safety car has been very timely. Sid Venkatesh, 5 second grid penalty, time penalty for collision with Nishan. And oh, Sid
Oh,
Venkatesh has lost a lot of wing there as well. He's going to get
oh
eaten alive
no.
on the straights and in the corner. Shah is through. Redstone Derp is through as well.
Oh
And
no.
Big Booty is through
Big
as
Booty's
well.
through. This is so depressing to watch. Poor Sid Venkatesh, he was putting on such a good show.
And has lost one more position to Mayank. Let's see what Thakova can do meanwhile. Shah on the back of Redstone Dub. We have a sector 2 yellow flag. Not sure who that is for. That's a slow moving Alpha Tauri somewhere. But what a strategy from HVP. I understand the virtual safety car did help him out. But
Yeah, and I think
that,
Nishan and group lost so much time fighting that HVP just managed to get that gap up. You know, he got 20 seconds when earlier it was maybe like 10 seconds a difference between them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, HVP did get a really good gap. And let's see what happens. The Redstone Dub getting DRS from his teammate. Oxidized Rage has retired in the pit lane, and HVP looking really good here to finish on the podium because he's in P4 anyway. He's on those fresh soft tires, which would be seconds faster than the medium tires,
Especially
and
16 lap old mediums.
definitely 16 lap old mediums, and he has to overtake a couple of cars for sure. But this could be a very good result for the Renaults as Sid Kulkarni in P12 is still getting 1 point. Oh, HVP has left the session.
No, he was
No,
glitching out on my screen. Oh,
that's
how
a
could this have
shame. He
happened?
has had a couple of network issues throughout the season.
Can he join in and reconnect?
Yeah, he can do that, but he will lose valuable time
He's
to
still
the
16
likes.
seconds ahead of Nishan, so hopefully
Well, not
at least.
16. It was a couple of seconds ahead of
Oh,
Nishan.
my bad, my bad, my bad. I'm looking at the time from the
Leader, yeah,
leader.
yeah. Oh my God, this is exactly what he did not need. And VFix has basically cursed HVP. What did you do, VFix? But either ways, that's a shame. That's very painful to watch after someone pulling out that strategy and making the right choices. It's become a little bit overcast all of a sudden. I don't think it's enough to make anyone worry about
Worry
the
about
rain,
this.
but Shadow Sword, I don't think HVP has enough invites, so can you please invite him? And
Yes, I can.
yeah, so it's
I'm
HVP
sorry I didn't do that
underscore.
immediately.
No, that's
I have
okay.
him, I have him.
We okay, you have him. Okay, great.
Yep.
Because okay, I hoped he had spare invites, but either ways, Nishan is on the
No,
back of his car, and okay, I'm not gonna watch this because it's just too painful to watch.
too
What's
painful to watch.
happening
I think he's my
meanwhile?
driver of the day. HVP for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Starting P18 was it, or he has joined back? Good for him. He will lose that position to Nishan, and that's one more headache we will have to encounter when it happens. As Mayank is on the back of Big Booty, is Mayank going to go for a move on the outside? He has to stay behind for a lap, and here we go. Wow, I'm actually at a loss of words. I know
Yeah,
as
it's just so
commentators
disappointed.
we are supposed to be neutral, but it's and through no fault of their own if a driver is not able to race
Truly,
that
this is
that
just something literally that could only happen in a format like this, and it's so unfortunate that it's happened today to HVP. But there's still 7 laps to go, and there's still something that could be salvaged from this race, I think. A 1-4 would not be a bad showing for Renault.
yeah, not at all. And oh, there's a yellow flag somewhere. Is that a McLaren? Was it Crazy Mouse Monster? I'm not entirely sure, but maybe there was a car which
He's
was
looking
stranded a little
fine.
bit. Here we go. Shah on the back of Redstone Dub. I think he's too far back to make any move right now. HEP has. Oh, what a legend he is. He has already overtaken Nishan. Got that place back as a 4.7 gap to Quick Killer. Let's see if we can close that down in the final few laps of the race. The battle to watch right now, Nirvan, is this one for P6 with Shah, Big Booty, and Mayank on the back of Redstone Dub. So, While we say it's a trade, but I think I have to give credit to Redstone Dub for his defending this evening.
Truly.
He has been frustrating drivers behind him, and I know this is a little bit of a tough track to overtake on, but you still need to be fast. You cannot
Oh,
be
Big
slow as a
Booty's
slouch,
having a quick
and
look.
yeah, he tried to make that move on Shah and try to unsettle him, but for now has to stay content with P8. There's a yellow flag in
Did
sector 2.
Mayank
Oh,
just
that's
spin?
Mayank.
Mayank spun.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
no, I saw him
Mayank.
just at the edge of my screen, just the nose slightly tipping off to the left. That's so unfortunate. He's
That's one of those
picked it up
curbs
again though.
again. Yeah, he's back on track now, and that's one of those curves again which you have to ride with caution. If you get a little bit eager on the power, HVP now will
Big
be
booty
setting
close. Ooh.
quali times, and let's see what Big Booty does. Is he going for a
Yeah,
move?
close. No, he's. I don't. I think he ran out of ERS, so he just couldn't stay close enough to Shaw. Oh no, ERS management is so big on this track. You know, it's going to be a big deal, and especially right now for Big Booty because he just doesn't have enough to make the move stick. Oh gosh. But at least he doesn't have the pressure from Mayank behind. That's very good for him. He can focus solely on his attack on Shaw. And he just needs to keep it close, just needs to keep that gap between below 3/10 of a second going into the main straight. That's all he needs to do to make this move. And save up just as much ERS as he can. Hopefully he's managed his fuel well. And let's look elsewhere. What else is going on the track right now?
I'm really surprised by the gap. I mean, Sumi is a fast driver, not Sumi, but the gap which he has on Azun, it was about
Crazy.
5 seconds the last time we checked. It's 12 seconds right now.
Maybe
I don't.
Azun had an issue. You said there was a McLaren off the track. Maybe, I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe it was him, but I'm not entirely sure. But Quick Killer wasn't far behind either, so
Oh, Shaw just has that DRS from Redstone Dope and Big Booty is getting left behind. Something needs to break this train for Big Booty so he can make this
when
move
you
stick.
already have a curse or whatever VFix wants to call it, that he's predicting a safety car on this lap right now.
Oh gosh, well,
Let's see.
Shaw's very close to the back of Redstone Dope, so at one small mistake and it could be a big accident on this fast and winding track. They just need to bide their time long enough to make a move on the main straight.
Big Booty is kind of running out of patience. He's trying to cut the racing lines which Shah is taking and make this move stick, because the longer he waits, he doesn't have a lot of time right now, because the laps are running out for him, and Shah is incredibly close right now. I think this time around, let's see how much DRS
Oh,
Shah
Caesar has
has.
joined us.
Oh,
Welcome,
Caesar has joined us. Hello, Caesar.
Shah moving out onto the inside. Just having a look. Oh my god, they're both going slow. Can Big Booty capitalize? And no, but Shaw does get past Redstone Dope. Oh,
Or
and
does
Redstone
he?
Dope goes back through. What a battle we have here. Oh, Big Booty touching the back of Shaw. This is all getting a bit too close. Maybe VFix's prediction's gonna come true.
I think Codemasters might not trigger a safety car this late in the race. Let's see. But we are yet to have an incident. They have kept it pretty clean so far. The battle is tight, and they have given each other just enough space to make it a fair fight.
While we've been watching this, HVP is on the back of Quick Killer looking at that podium with some hungry eyes.
Let's see
Can
what
he
he
be-
can do. Is he going for a move right now as Quick
Oh,
Killer?
a lot of swerving.
Yeah, that was a lot of solving, even from an off-board
HVP.
camera. I saw that. What's Shah meanwhile doing? I don't think he's going to make a move this time. And this is something which I want to check with you, Nirvan. If you are Shah right now, and I think he's probably going for a move every lap. And this is something which I think I had a chat with Caesar as well. I think in one of the previous races. What do you prefer to do? Do you prefer to go for a move lap after lap after lap and try each lap, or would you probably stay behind for a lap or two conserve your energy and then go again.
Honestly, I think ERS is too big on this track, and you can see Redstone Dope's red lights flashing at the back of his car, so you know he's running low as well. So I think if Shaw can just put enough pressure to make Redstone Dope dump his energy and waste it so that he can get some back and have enough to make a move stick. He needs to be well clear on the straight to make this move stick, I think, because Redstone Dope's not going to give it up. So
And
I think
someone
Shaw
who's
has to
not
save.
given up is HVP, and he is going to make quick work of Quick Killer. They almost touch, but Shah is through now. Oh, sorry, HVP is through now, and with 1 lap to
Azul's
go,
right
can
there.
can he get Azul now and make it a Renault 1-2? What a dream result would that be?
He's on kind of fresh soft tires, but they're probably losing
We-
their gleam right about now.
Sorry, this comment is just too funny from VFX. He's basically saying Renault to Division 1 rather than a particular driver. He's basically moving the constructor
The whole team.
on to P1. Sid Venkatesh, meanwhile, has put in a move on on Crazy Mouse Master. He will finish in the points. And let's see
HVP
what.
has really closed up to Azun. This is going to be so interesting.
Are we going
on
to
the
see a
last
last
lap.
lap overtake? Yeah, I think that's probably a possibility. Shah, meanwhile,
Azun locking up, I think. Is that what I see?
I moved off that battle because Shah was very close. And let's move back to the battle for P2 right now as
Shaw's made the
HVP.
move. I'm sorry you missed that. Yeah, seems he's made the move from the timing sheets on Redstone Dope.
Yeah, he almost
And
did.
he's made it stick.
Let's see what
Good for
HVP
him.
does. HVP has to stay behind.
Azun has a lot of ERS with him, so I think he has good amount in his reserve to defend that.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Unless Azun makes a mistake.
Glad to have you here, Caesar. You definitely took your time in joining.
It's good to be here.
But,
Oh yeah, I forgot that you came.
I mean, race is almost over, so I had the time to join, so why not? And yeah, especially towards the last end of this race, and what a topsy-turvy race we have had from qualifying all the way up to the final lap.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been a really good race, and here is HVP. I think this is not going to enough to make that move stick. Can he make something happen on the last two corners? I wonder. But as
Azun
we
got a
do
little bit
that,
of a better launch.
Natsume is going to cross the line. A commanding win for him in Zandvoort. He wins. Azun will just about hold on to his P2, but nevertheless, it's a great result from Renault. Double podium for them. Quick Killer continues his good round of results. He gets into P3. Did HVP get a penalty there somewhere?
Did he? Let me just check the race director.
Nishan is going to in P4. Shah is going to finish in P6,
I see no penalties.
but he will have time penalties applied. Why did HVP finish P4 then?
Yeah, that's a bug. HVP
Wait,
is
oh,
on the
yeah.
podium.
Okay.
Right. Redstone Dub, after a lot of battling, finishing in P8. Mayank, the another championship leader, or not a championship leader, but a contender right now, finishing P9. Thakurwa in P10. Sid Kulkarni in the Haas in P11. Sid Venkatesh.
Yeah, the top 10 places will swap, and
Yeah, go on.
So Big Booty is P6 now?
I mean, it shows
Wow,
P7
what
on
a
my.
result.
Can you hear Caesar? Because I can't.
disconnected.
I can
Yes,
hear
now
Caesar,
I
I can hear
can.
Caesar.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Malo
Alright.
went off the
What
line
a
a bit.
race.
Alright, that
The
was just my
game recognizes
microphone.
it too.
Yeah, I mean,
HVP
if
driver of the
anyone,
day.
if anyone else gets the driver of the day, I have lost my faith in everyone.
He's been through it all today, man.
But,
the disconnection
but
was.
what a race we have had, gentlemen. If one of you could be kind enough to invite our top three, which is Natsume, Azun, and HVP, for the podium interviews, let's see that while we see the Renaults, or one
I
Renault
don't
rather.
have them.
Caesar, can you invite them? I don't want to pause the game and
Nope.
have a blue screen.
Oh,
I
he's.
can't- I don't-
Who
I
is
don't
that?
know.
That's.
Oh, it's for the
Javitsa,
party.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'll do it. Wait.
Okay. We just just with the cold comments. Wait until the nominations before you speak. VFix, I will be one of those people who will nominate people, so I'm pretty sure I'm nominating HVP as one of those
Okay,
drivers. But here we
so
go.
who do we need to invite?
Yeah, so
One is
not
of course
Sume,
Sumi.
Azun CR7, and HVP underscore 1403.
All right.
So let's have a quick
Cizo.
rundown of the results. Until then, HVP also got the fastest lap of the race. So what a race he has from P18 to P3. Nishan in P5 had a 5-second time penalty. That was probably for contact under the virtual safety car. Shine P6, Big Booty in P7, P8 is Restaurant Derp, P9 Thakur was Sid Kulkarni, Sid Venkatesh, Christmas Monster, Suraj, Space Cadet, Ace, Oxidized Rage, Thieves Cal, and the DNFs I think started from Oxidized Rage into Thieves Cal, Saurabh Nayak, and Jane Sanity in the Williams. Right, so we have our race winner who has joined in. Let's wait for the other podium people and then we can start off our interviews. Yeah, he's here. So Nirvan, would you like to start us off?
Okay, who would you like to
We
start
can
with?
start with HVP then, and then we go to Azun and then Natsume, if that's fine with you.
HVP. Okay, starting with you. I just want to ask, how were you feeling when you managed to make that pit stop off your hards and come out in P4? What were you thinking at that time? What was the strategy you were planning before? I'd just
Well,
like to know.
I was hoping for a safety car, to be honest, not a virtual safety car, but it worked as well. Luckily, right before I went into the pits, a virtual safety car came out, and that's why I came out in P4. So very lucky, but unlucky right at the next lap. I don't have words, to be honest.
Yeah, we were all pretty disappointed too in the comms box.
This would have been a win, but nevertheless, podium is P18 to P3 is the best drive I can have.
Yeah, amazing drive today, man, HVP.
HVP, just one question from my end. I think everyone are still in awe of the pace which you showed today. But what did you have for breakfast in the morning? Because unless it's porridge, I want to know what's your secret ingredient. Because making those moves, especially in the start of the race on those hard tires, that's something which we don't really get to see, because other people on softer tires at the beginning of the sprint would naturally be faster, at least theoretically, and you really made quick work of them, and you're really like a hot knife through butter when you're making those moves in the first stint.
Yeah, I guess people were on wet setups. I was running 4.9 wings or 4.10 wings. Maybe people were running maybe higher wings. They forgot to change it to the dry setups during the race strat. Maybe that might be the answer. I don't know. Even I was
Possibly.
surprised to be so fast on the straights.
Possibly, because even Redstone Dope was really, really slow in the first stint. He probably changed his wing going into the pit stop. So that might be what it is, yeah.
Right, congratulations once again, HVP, another podium, and it helps you in the championship as far as drivers and constructors championship is concerned. To 2 rounds to go, how confident are you feeling?
Very confident, and it definitely helps. Crashing out in qualifying like that does not give you the right way to start the weekend. But P3 looks good on the championship. Maybe I'm still leading with Azun P2 in this race. Let's hope. I've not checked the standing.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
did
but-
Mayank end up?
Oh yeah, that I think Mayank ended up in P7.
Oh, so that looks good for you, man, HVP.
Yeah, looks good for me and Azun as well.
Right, moving on to Azun. Azun, are you here? And I hope you have
Yeah.
turned on your party
Yeah,
audio
I
sharing
have.
settings so we can
I
hear.
think so.
All right, great. So you were not very thrilled when you heard that I was commentating, but how are you feeling now?
It's good to be back on the podium, and fair play to Sumi. He had great pace. I was actually kind of annoyed with the pace he had, fastest lap after fastest lap, and brilliant drive from HVP, I must say. He put me in my toes at the end with that strategy. He was like really fast, He got a bit unlucky, but you can't have a race weekend where HVP does not get unlucky. And I think I enjoyed the wet quali a lot, and it was quite close between Sumi and myself then.
Yeah, Azun, you managed the race really well. You were keeping within Sumi's time, I think, on the first stint, but you got a bit slow on the hards. So, did you lack a bit of practice on the hards? Maybe was that the?
I think it was that, and I underfueled the car a bit. So
Oh, so you had to be
yeah,
on lean a lot
I had
more.
not particularly on lean, but like I was managing my tires also because I did do a race stint earlier on, and it was a bit sketchy in the end with the hard. So just trying to be careful. I mean, I got to know later that Sumi actually had a 5 second penalty, but this is
Oh, you
Formula
didn't
One.
know?
No.
Man, would you have pushed any harder if you knew beforehand?
Probably, but like obviously he was faster than me, so I don't think it would have made a difference.
Okay. So
Right,
back to you.
moving on to Natsume then. Congratulations, Natsume, and what a race you have been. I think I was reminded of Sebastian Vettel 2013 days where you absolutely dominated, pulled up enough a gap to cover the time penalty which you were supposed to be given at the end of the race. And describe especially the safety car period, because very confident enough that the hards will go on to the end, and also whatever gap you had built on the drivers behind basically vanished because of that safety car. So how did you approach your race after that?
So I had initially planned for the soft to hards, and then around lap 9 when the safety car came, I was a bit skeptical to go on hards because I didn't know if they would make it to the end. And around like the last 3 laps of the race, I had more than 75% tire wear. So I was just hoping that I don't get a puncture because that would ruin my whole race. And qualifying, first two like hot laps went good. Last hot lap I kind of spun the car, but um, it's my second ever podium and my first pole position in IRL. So I'm really happy.
Really?
It was a really good prize. Yeah.
Damn, Sumi. Yeah, last week I saw you last week on the podium as well, and I'm new to IRL, so I just assumed that you were always up there.
No. That was my first time actually, and today was my
Wow,
second.
congratulations.
I'm
Yeah,
really happy.
I
So,
predicted
Sume,
you'd have a.
weren't you on the podium in Spain? I think.
Yeah, I was. Oh yeah, actually, sorry. Third podium. First pole position.
Right, because I shared that podium with you. That's why I remember.
Can we
But
please not
I think we
talk
are
about
very
Spain?
used to see Renault on pole. I think that's probably something we just have to get
I
used to
hope,
now.
like,
Uh,
leading
but
the
what a
constructors.
showing from your team, not so. And I want to just briefly talk about, while you probably are not in the fight for the drivers' championship right now, but definitely are in it as far as the constructors and will go. And I think you might just take the lead this time because of this fantastic result you have had. So how confident are you and HUV going into the final two races of the season?
So
The France and Hungary
I'm
are the
really
tracks,
happy.
as you all know.
I'm really happy as of now, like the way we're performing. Um if we get another, like both of us get another podium next race, it's pretty much sealed the Renault Constructor Championship. But um, just hope that luck is on our side and we can perform as well next race. So,
Right. Nirvan, anything from you before we close?
Yeah, so Malav, actually, since we were both wondering during the race, Sumi, did you and HVP have any team orders to hold
Oh yeah.
Azun back? Yeah.
no. Actually, we were in a party together, but we were just like driving our own races. We didn't have any team orders.
Okay, because it's cool how you guys started on completely different ends of the race and somehow found your way together to the top. But it was a great race done by both of you all, so yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
And congratulations to you too, Azun.
Thank
Great
you.
race.
Right. Once again, congratulations and well done to all the podium getters. That's it from the comms box this weekend. Thank you, Nirvan, for joining. As always, we hope that you join us next weekend as well, where we will be racing in France, the Paul Ricard circuit, the maze of a circuit, which is. And this is not the season finale. The next weekend we have a Hungary race to go as well for Division 2. But Division 1 races tomorrow at Saturday 9:45 p.m. So do tune in for that as well. But until then, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.